Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to your first reading for 2024. I already pulled a couple cards because I got confused on whether or not I said it was your reading. So I don't want you to not know if it's your reading. So this is for Scorpio. So I already pulled just a couple of the cards. This is about the planet to pay attention to, the energy to really focus on, and the house that it's going to be activating. They read across. These are really cool. They read across in a little bit of a sentence, and they also have information on the bottom of how to really work with this energy. So let's just dive in and see what we get here. So you have the planet of Uranus, and there is a need to really pay attention to what Uranus is doing this year. So this year, it is wrapping up its cycle in Taurus. So it is an energy that opposes yours. So even if you don't want to pay attention to Uranus, Uranus is paying attention to you. And so as it is going through this last segment of this earthy sign, and earth holds water, there's an opposition that is going on here. And so there's a need to really pay attention to it. Then you have another earth sign energy that's really coming through with Capricorn. So pay attention to what's going on in Capricorn. So right now, as we start this new year, we have a planetary pile up there. We've got Mars there. We've got, of course, the sun. We're going to have a new moon coming up here on the 12th, the 11th, on the 11th, and so probably just in time for you to see this video. So there's that. What did you feel like? So where are you motivated to take some action? We've got Mercury coming in. It did its retrograde. It's on its way back. It is stationed direct already in Sagittarius, and it's moving forward, and it gets into Capricorn here at the beginning of the year. We've got Venus. Venus is going to be moving here too, and so while these planets are here in Capricorn, Capricorn for you is an energy around the choices and the decisions that you make. And so the choices and the decisions that you make here at the beginning of the year, throughout January and probably into February, as you are making these choices and decisions, they are setting you up for what the rest of the year is going to be like. All the planets are currently moving forward. And I don't remember when Uranus stations retrograde, and I don't believe I have my book here, so I can't really give you that information right now. But pay attention to the cycles of Uranus in the second half of the year. It will be doing a retrograde, and then and so it means it's going to go back over themes that it's covering currently now. And so really pay attention to what comes up in your life. What are you working on? What are you interested in? What is creating friction in your life with that opposition, and then how to manage it. But what's nice is that everything that's in Capricorn is going to be trining that energy right now at the beginning of the year. And so it should be a nice flow of energy. And so really pay attention to where your energy is flowing, because that is going to help you. And then 11th house matters. That is networking. That is groups and communities. That energy of your chart is going to be very highlighted this year. So whatever is going on in this, maybe where you work, where you live, within larger group friends, any networking. And networking might be something you really want to make more of an energy and an effort toward, because Uranus is about communication, but it is communication in Taurus right now. So this is communication about things of value. It is about things that can manifest and create. And so it might be, if you are looking for a job, using this energy, particularly here at the beginning of the year, to network out there. Who do you know that can help you to get the job that you want, to create what it is that you're looking to create? And so Capricorn is your house of communication if you are Scorpio rising. So with Mercury also stationing direct there, communication irregardless. When that energy is trining Uranus, is going to be very highlighted during that period. And so that is something to keep in mind. Something else that's worth noting for you is Pluto is one of your co-rulers, Pluto and Mars. And Pluto is going to, on the same day that the sun moves into Aquarius, which Uranus co-rules Aquarius, Pluto is moving into that sign and will be there most of the year. Does retrograde, though, back into Capricorn, okay? And so that energy is going to get another hit, and that is at the end of the year, October, November, somewhere in there. And so pay attention. That's right around those eclipses that we're going to be having also. And so during this time frame, There will be a finishing up, a wrapping up of things before it moves into this Uranus ruled sign of, again, increased communication and community. Aquarius energy is about community. It rules the 11th house. And so, again, there's networking that's going to be going on all year around things. And so Capricorn rules things like big financial institutions, big complexes like the military complex, General Motors, big corporations, things like that. And so big government things too. So a lot of things that have been coming up to the surface, these are things to be paying attention to, and how you communicate around them will be coming up a lot for you this year. And because, again, Capricorn energy is an energy of choice and decision making and communication for you. This energy over here of the opposition in Taurus is going to be really important that you pay attention to what is being communicated to you and how you choose to communicate with this networked creative energy. But again, if you are looking for a job, networking is going to be super important. Okay, or if you're looking to move to a certain location, but because of the housing shortage, because again, Capricorn can have something to do with housing, because as soon as Pluto moved into Capricorn, that's when we had the big housing crisis back in 2008. It might be who you know. So pick your real estate agent carefully, kind of thing. All right, so here we go. So it says, an unusual example of dedication to achieve freedom. An unusual example of dedication to achieve freedom. There feels like a real straining against the bonds of being controlled by maybe a network, a group, a community, right? And so it's an unusual example. So you may find yourself doing something that you never thought you would do in order to be your own boss. Like you maybe go to work for yourself, or just to not let this big network, this big community tell you how you should think and feel, but instead engage in independent thought and the way you manage things in your life. So a different way of looking at and focusing on associations. And I do think you're going to have a very critical eye, and critical doesn't mean it doesn't mean this is good or this is bad, but more like discerning where you are, what resonates with you, and who you are now. So like just kind of analyzing it, looking at it in a whole new way of where you fit in and where you don't fit in anymore, based on how you have evolved as a soul, right? Like who I am now and what it is I want. And so I think you're going to find yourself looking at groups and associations differently. It could be that you've worked for a company for a long time, but you find out they have some kind of a business practice that you just can't believe that they're doing it. Maybe you find out that they're getting a lot of their product from a third world country where these people are working, they're working kids in their factories for, 18 hours a day or something. And you're like, oh my God, I cannot work for a company that does that. It is going to be something, and it's going to feel radical and out of nowhere, and it's going to come through communication, information. That is really going to be something that lights things up for you this year. And so it says an unexpected change resulting from the rules imposed by your circle of friends. And so I think that you may find yourself separating from situations and people and networks that you never thought. You've always been in alignment, but all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I can't do that. I don't know what, but not that. That's what it feels like. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh no. Like out of nowhere, that something will come up, something, and you're like, oh wow, I just can't be around these people anymore. So that is going to be something that you may find come up this year. So we have the stirring up of a situation by using your goals for humanity's sake. I think that Scorpio, you are going to surprise yourself by all of a sudden saying, you know what, it can't just be about my little circle. It has to be, if it's good for me, it's got to be good for everyone. And not everyone individually, but everyone collectively. I think you're going to be very open to that. Be open to new ideas about about the day-to-day reality of your hopes and wishes. Be open to new ideas. You just went through that big transformative energy of the South Node moving through your sign, and now it's giving you a chance to look at things differently. And here's your chance to really expand on that energy. You have invent a way to use the most to use to use the most business-like way and to do it for the future. Business practices, how you vote with your dollars, how you treat your employees or your coworkers or even your boss or anybody. I think you're gonna find yourself this year looking at things very differently about what it is that you can do and to be more in alignment with this new sense of values that have been probably coming through over the course of this very transformative energy that you've had. Things that you've seen and experienced and just how you're feeling inside. So very powerful. Okay, so the key to the situation here is we have the Four of Wands. What feels like home to you? It may surprise you that it is not what you thought it was going to be. All right, we have Uranus as the outgoing energy. I look at the tarot a little differently than a lot of people do. I might have to do a video on that. But to me, Uranus is the tower energy. It is the sudden download, the insight, the sudden shift. And when we have the Tower card, it's like ideas and communications that ground themselves in reality, which is Uranus and Taurus energy for sure. And so there is a lot going on here with that. Oh, you guys are showing up for yourselves. Oh, I love this so much. The only thing I'm worried about is that you get in your head. And there's a real need for you to not get into your head. Don't let yourself be talked out of changes that resonate with the heart space. Don't let other people's ideas that you have either been raised in that will be coming at you. I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? I feel like that's going to be a challenge this year for you, is that other people are going to try to manipulate and control you, which is really weird that someone would try to do that to a Scorpio. But I've seen it happen. They're going to do it by trying to make you doubt your new vision. Because here in the heart space, we've got this Nine of Swords energy. And the only thing, I like that it came in the reverse, but I don't read reverses, but it really needs to be in the reverse. I'm going to leave it there. Getting out of your head and into your heart. Making decisions that are heart-based and through your intuition, which yours is amazing, and you should utilize it whenever possible. And so, yeah, what's been draining your energy? We have this card of the Taurus energy, right? But this is other people saying they're the authority, that they know that you should do things this way or that way. This is for your best interest. This will help you on your path. This is, it's and honestly, they could be very well meaning, right? So you have a idea of how you want to run your business. You go to your dad and you go, hey, Dad, so I was thinking, I'm going to start this business and I'm going to do it this way. And conventionally, and this is a card of convention, it's like, no, if you do it that way, that's probably not going to work. And so you're going to have to compete with that. But also the way this is depicted with him here in all this purple, this is about you've been struggling to trust your own higher self, your own intuition. And so there's a real need for you to believe in yourself, believe in what messages you are receiving, and be willing to make a change. And the challenge here, we have this Four of Pentacles, and they have it depicted in this fall scene, right? And so this is definitely this energy around, I don't want to change. I want to keep everything to myself. And you have to find a way to be uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. And so there's a need to be willing to be uncomfortable. Another card is self-mastery. Again, this is an 8-year and it's all about self-mastery. And so this has been a lot on your mind. What are my skills? What have I accomplished? What can I do? If you have Leo strong in your chart, they also had this in the exact same placement. And so, but it could just be, you guys are the only 2 readings I've done so far. And so it could just be a theme of the year because it is an 8-year. And we are all thinking about what do I want to master this year? What cycle am I wrapping up? What have I learned? How have I grown? And how can I take what I've learned and really master it so that I can take this forward into the next cycle as a talent, a skill, knowledge, wisdom, a gift that I can give to myself or to the world at large, because I've really understood this energy. And so this is a really trying to create this energy and mastering it. So what's interesting is I think you're going to be up in your head a lot this year, and it's really important that you get into your heart. That is going to be your key to success, is what feels like home to you. And what feels like home to you, look, it's a tree house. It's a little unconventional. It's going to be stepping away from the conventional and into the unconventional. That is Uranus energy. There is a need for you to get very unconventional with the way you live, and the choices you make, and just a big shift of energy, because you just got through this huge transformative energy process, and I think you see things differently. And so trust the new visions, trust the new things, trust what you have been learning along the way, the shedding of the old and allowing the new to come in. In the energy of resources, we have the Hermit. So resources can be money, but it's also your energy. It's your emotional, mental, physical, could be financial again, spiritual energy. And this is about the light within. These are both 9s, okay? It is important that you trust that during that time of transformation that you went through with the South Node, and you spend a lot of time inside, right? You did. That's what happens when we're in the South Node. We're like, the world is crazy. Everything's falling apart. I'm just going to pull in my energy, and I'm going to focus on what this means to me now. There is a need in this energy of what you have learned. That is where you are going to be able to create for yourself the resources. And it is also the power of the resources that you can share out into the world. Maybe just not quite yet, because we're mastering this energy, right? So when the North Node and the South Node shift signs, the next cycle, which is that Aries Libra axis for you, is a time of integration. Do not feel like you have to rush out into the world. Don't let your head, though, run the situation. It is your knowledge and the wisdom that you've gained. It's the insight and the intuition, right? And so when you need to pull your energy in and retreat into the space, do that. Because if you push too hard, too fast, it's like you aren't fully developed, and that's when you stumble and you fall. And a baby doesn't go from crawling to running overnight, at least not usually. My daughter definitely tried to do that. She's a Scorpio rising, so I do want to encourage you to try to pace yourself a little bit, to give yourself the space that you need to fully integrate all the massive changes that have been going on in your life. There's been a lot of downloads and insights, and there's a need for you to really cultivate this calm and this inner peace, because here we have the King of Cups as the action to take. He's sitting there. His cup is open to receiving more information, more downloads, more insights, but also the way it's tipped, it's almost like he has a willingness to share with others, to pour out the energy a little at a time, though, right? You need to keep some for yourself, right? That is the secret. That is the secret, is we always give to ourselves so that we have enough to share. And I feel like he has learned that. Look at that look on his face. He's so completely aware. He's so completely aware of everything that's going on around him. I really, you guys, it's almost like a smirk. Look at that face. I mean, there's wisdom in that knowledge. There's wisdom in that knowledge. And how do you transform the situation? We have the Page of Pentacles, right? There is an accounting of resources. What you take in and what you put out. There's a need to find that balance. You have more than enough. You have more than enough to share. You have to be willing to do that. And one good way to do that, and more than enough to share, don't just mean money. It could be money, but it feels more like your emotional energy, your physical energy, your wisdom and knowledge. That's energy, right? Everything is an energetic exchange. And so there is a need to assess where you are so that you know what your current limits are, so that you don't overextend, and when you need to pull energy into pull your energy in to recalibrate and to refresh. Okay, so here, look at her. She's running away from the crows, and here, this download, this insight, it scatters the crows. It's power. Wisdom and intuition, downloads and insights. But you need to go inside. This year, one skill to really master, if you haven't done so already, and if you have, to make sure that you stay in the practice of, would be meditation. That going within to receive downloads and insights. This looks like that right there, right? That looks like the flower of life, but in the center there, we've got this intuitive energy coming in like third eye. I'm gonna pull I'm gonna read what it is, but to me, that looks like a daisy, like a flower of life. 2024 on February 11th is the new moon in Aquarius that starts the new Chinese New Year cycle, right? And so it is the year of the metal dragon. Metal, it would be about what you're manifesting, what you're bringing in. And so we have the dragon. Okay, thank you. So it's number 21. Again, that's a 3. That's community. That's growth. It is putting it out there. So we have, oops, so I picked up 3 instead of 21. So this is the card of receiving, right? Receiving. Energetically, you are beginning to draw in the loving people, the community. You're going to be finding yourself shifting communities over the course of this next year, I think. Not that you're going to walk away from everybody. It's not that. But there will be new people in your circle. There will be new people that gravitate toward you and that you gravitate toward because your frequency has shifted. And so it's important to honor that. Okay, so energetically, you're beginning to draw in the loving people you need to help you move forward on your path and in your life. These people offer you both emotional and spiritual support so you may see and feel your own value in the world. Remember, you have just as much of a positive effect in their lives as they do in yours. That's that balancing. While what you have to give is very important, is just as important that you allow yourself to receive too, right? Have your cup open to receiving from others. That is the recommended action to take here. It is just as important that you allow yourself to receive too. In doing so, you are creating a beautiful energy exchange of growth and support for all. There is a need to really balance out the energy exchange. We have the card of the Merchant, which is also it's Mercury, but this looks like Mercury in Virgo. And again, it's an energetic exchange. Mercury in Gemini is conversational, but it's more of a transactional energy when it's in Virgo. An energy exchange, it's about goods and services and mercantile. It balances out the Pisces energy Pisces is always trying to find the balance between being a servant and being of service. And in Virgo, though, that energy that balances out is understanding the value of what you have to put out into the world and what you should be receiving back. And so this is opportunities to prosper are everywhere. And so I think that, again, that networking, if you are looking for a job, here's a great opportunity. It's going to be how you communicate. But it's also about making sure that you're getting paid what you are worth. Your heart chakra is getting quite the workout. This is your willingness to open up and allow yourself to give to others and to receive from others in a very emotional way. Get out of your head and into your heart, really being open, because again, it's about finding home for yourself, and home is in the heart space. And it's going to be different. You may find yourself really attracted to situations and people that you never thought in a million years you'd be interested in. So prepare your heart to connect with the higher facets of the cosmic heart. Open your heart to warm-hearted love, diamond light, and connect with the love of the universe. This is the rose pink dragon, and here you have the fire dragon. This is passion and emotional connection. So for those of you who are looking for a romantic partnership this year, you may find that this is not your usual connection, which might be a really great thing, right? So it burns up the lower energies around you. The fire dragon is helping you to transmute lower energies. Jealousy, rage, insecurity, negativity, fear, anything that's fear-based. Anything that is fear-based is lower energy, right? Higher vibrational is love, lower vibrational is fear. And so the fire dragon is helping you to burn up all the fear-based energies so that, and then you can ascend, move into the higher frequency of love. And so this is love of yourself, your community, you know. It could be a significant other, but honestly, I don't really think that that's what's going on here. This feels like you taking care of you. It says you are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clear your soul path. This is a period of integration. You don't need to run into the next situation, but I do think you're going to be moving out of something and finding something that feels more comfortable, whether it's where you live, how you work, where you work, relationships, communities, groups, organizations. Something is going to change. You have the tiger iron. Again, this would be about letting go of lower vibrational energies. And again, metal dragon, right? It's that energy of manifesting something and making it permanent. I am grateful for other people's good fortune. When something, that jealousy thing, right? That is very low vibrational. Whether this is you really wanted that job and somebody else got it. Why did they get it? It should have been me. Well, that's probably because the universe says, yeah, we have better plans for you. That person that you wanted to date and they're not interested in dating you, that's okay. The universe has better plans for you. And if you can really learn to start trusting that when a door closes because there's a great big opportunity, right? Opportunities are everywhere. There is a better opportunity for you, a better situation, a better whatever coming for you. So it brings me joys to see other people experiencing happiness. One way to begin to experience your own personal sense of joy and well-being is when you see other people having something good happen to them and really feel it in your heart. Not, why can't I experience that? But instead say, I want to match that frequency. I'm excited for them too. And a lot of times when you can get excited for someone else too, then that creates that experience inside of you, which puts you on that frequency, which allows you then to attract opportunities into your life that create that frequency for yourself. And so, it's just like, it's like if you're trying to create the frequency of love, you really, really want that romantic partner. Why do they get it and I don't have it? You can look at a couple that really got it rocking and go, that's adorable. I'm so happy for them. And so there's one way to do it, but another way to do it is think about your unconditional love that you have for a pet. Past, present, doesn't matter. Just sit there for a few minutes every day and feel that frequency, that vibration. Enjoy that. That heals the heart chakra a lot, and that puts you in that frequency. So that is something that they're bringing through for whatever reason. So there you go. Okay, so if you're still here, you might actually be interested in this. I am offering a course. It starts soon. It starts at the end of January here. To where you bring your chart. It's called My Chart. You bring your chart. It's a very small group. And we get into your individual charts, and that is how I'm going to teach you astrology, by understanding what is going on in your life. You don't need to understand everything about astrology, but you probably want to know how, when you never know yourself better than when you understand what's going on in your own chart. So that information I will put in the description box below. If you have more, if you have questions about it, you can always email me too. But in my Facebook group, I also have, it's Moon Directed Tarot. It's a group on Facebook that I also put information in there. So would love to hear from you. It is very small, limited. There's only, I'm limiting to 10 people, and it's only, each class is only 5. So very intimate, because we're going to get very personal. And I'm just like, let's keep it small. All right. So you guys, if you're interested in that, I'd love to see you there. I will be back here soon on a regular basis. But in the meantime, I'm on Facebook every day, and it's a great place to connect in. All right. You guys, take great care of yourselves. 2024 looks like you're getting ready to open up some kind of a new door, but I don't know what exactly that is, but let's see where it goes. All right, you guys take care. I'll talk to you soon.